Have you ever noticed how some people in their late 60-second or even 70-second still walk with energy, carry their groceries with ease, and seem much younger than their age, while others the same age struggle with weak muscles and fatigue? It's not always about luck or genetics. Very often, it comes down to what we feed our bodies every single day. Here's something surprising. According to the National Institutes of Health, after the age of 65, adults can lose as much as 1% of their muscle mass every year if they don't get enough of the right nutrients. That may sound small, but over just a few years, it can mean the difference between walking confidently on your own or relying on a cane or walker. And here's the good news. You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements to protect your muscles. Nature has already provided foods that are simple, affordable, and in many cases, even stronger than the eggs we all grew up trusting as the gold standard of protein. This matters because muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about staying independent. When you have healthy muscles, you can keep doing the little things that make life joyful. Playing with grandkids, gardening, cooking your favorite meals, even just getting out of bed in the morning without aches or stiffness. Strong muscles protect your bones, keep your balance steady, and help your body fight off illnesses more effectively. And the best part? It's never too late to rebuild. Even people in their 72nd and 82nd can improve muscle strength when they give their body the right fuel. Now, I know what you might be thinking. At my age, is it really possible to make a difference? The answer is absolutely yes. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that older adults who add the right sources of protein to their diet can not only slow down muscle loss, but also gain strength and energy even if they haven't exercised much before. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to spend hours at the gym or buy pricey supplements that promise miracles. In fact, the simple foods you choose for breakfast, lunch, or dinner can be the quiet heroes that keep your muscles young and your body strong. And here's where it gets exciting. While eggs are fantastic, there's another protein-rich food that is even stronger at supporting muscle health after 65. It's natural, easy to add to your meals, and might already be sitting on your grocery store shelf. Most people overlook it, but once you know, you'll wonder why you didn't make it part of your routine sooner. So, stay with me, because in just a moment we'll explore what this food is, why it's so powerful, and the simple ways you can enjoy it every week without changing your whole diet. And if you enjoy learning simple ways to stay strong and independent, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next tip. And if you find this helpful, share it with a friend or family member who might appreciate it too. If you're watching this on your television, you can use your phone or iPad to find our channel Healthy Seniors Plus and hit subscribe so you never miss these easy, natural health tips. Number 1. Greek yogurt. The muscle-friendly protein that beats eggs. When most of us think about protein, the first thing that comes to mind is often eggs. And for good reason. Eggs are one of the most complete proteins in nature. But here's a surprising truth. For people over 65, there's another protein source that not only matches eggs, but, in many cases, is even better at helping muscles stay strong and youthful. That food is Greek yogurt. Now, before you think, I've eaten yogurt all my life, what's so special about it? Let's slow down a bit. Greek yogurt isn't quite the same as the regular yogurt you might have grown up with. It's made by straining out the liquid whey, which makes it thicker, creamier, and most importantly, much richer in protein. In fact, one serving of plain Greek yogurt, about 6 ounces, has around 15 to 20 grams of protein, compared to just about 6 grams in regular yogurt and 7 grams in one egg. That means, in a single bowl of Greek yogurt, you're getting the equivalent of nearly 3 eggs worth of protein without the cholesterol and with the bonus of probiotics for your gut. And here's where it gets really interesting. Research from the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed higher quality dairy proteins, like those in Greek yogurt, preserved muscle mass more effectively than those who relied mainly on plant proteins or lower protein foods. Another study from the Mayo Clinic highlighted that dairy proteins are especially rich in leucine, an amino acid that acts almost like a switch to turn on muscle building in older adults. Eggs have leucine, yes, but Greek yogurt packs in more total protein, plus calcium and probiotics, giving you a triple win for muscles, bones, and digestion. Let's talk about why this really matters for seniors. After the age of 65, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. That means we actually need more protein than we did when we were younger, even if our appetite is smaller. This is where Greek yogurt shines. It's soft, easy to chew, and easy to digest, something very important if you have dental issues or digestive sensitivity. Plus, it's versatile. You can eat it plain, mix it with fruit, use it as a base for smoothies, or even swap it for sour cream in your favorite recipes. Now let's look at the benefits more closely. Muscles and energy. The high protein content helps slow down muscle loss, keeping you strong enough to move easily, get out of chairs, and maintain balance. The natural leucine content acts as a signal for your body to build or preserve muscle, even if you're not doing heavy workouts. Pairing Greek yogurt with a little strength training like light weights or resistance bands makes it even more effective. Bones and joints. Greek yogurt is also rich in calcium, which keeps bones strong and lowers the risk of fractures. When combined with protein, calcium absorption is improved, meaning your bones and muscles work together to keep you moving. That's a big deal, because hip fractures are one of the most serious health risks for seniors, often leading to long recovery times. Heart health. Worried about cholesterol? Choosing low-fat or fat-free Greek yogurt gives you all the protein without extra saturated fat. In fact, studies show that dairy protein may help lower blood pressure, which reduces strain on the heart. Digestive health. Unlike eggs, Greek yogurt contains probiotics, those good bacteria, that help your gut stay balanced. A healthy gut improves digestion, boosts immunity, and may even improve mood and brain function, brain and memory. While yogurt won't turn back the clock, the combination of protein and probiotics supports brain health by stabilizing blood sugar and reducing inflammation in the body. Many seniors find they think more clearly when their gut health improves. But what about safety tips? It's true, not all yogurts are created equal. Many brands on grocery store shelves are loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, and unnecessary additives. If you're buying Greek yogurt, here's what to keep in mind. Choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. You can always add your own natural sweetness with berries, honey, or a few nuts. Check the protein content. Aim for at least 12–15 grams of protein per serving. Some brands are Greek style, but don't have as much protein. Watch the fat content. If you're managing cholesterol, go with non-fat or low-fat. If cholesterol isn't an issue and you need more calories, whole milk Greek yogurt is fine. Lactose sensitivity. Many people over 65 become more sensitive to lactose, but the straining process in Greek yogurt removes much of it, making it easier to tolerate than regular milk. Still, if you have strong lactose intolerance, try lactose-free versions. Portion size. About 1 cup a day is a good starting point. That's enough protein to support your muscles without overdoing calories. And here's one more tip. Don't just eat Greek yogurt on its own. Pair it with foods rich in vitamin C, like strawberries or blueberries, to help your body absorb more nutrients. Or add a sprinkle of chia seeds for extra fiber and omega-3 second. Small combinations like these turn one simple food into a powerhouse meal. Now, who should be cautious? If you have severe kidney disease, you may need to limit protein intake, so always check with your doctor. Also, if you're on a strict low-sodium diet, be aware that some yogurts can be higher in sodium, so look for low-sodium labels. To bring this home, think of Greek yogurt as a gentle yet powerful ally for your body after 65. It's affordable, cheaper than most protein powders or fancy supplements. It's widely available in every supermarket, from small towns to big cities. And it's versatile. You can eat it sweet or savory, at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The real secret is consistency. Eating Greek yogurt once in a while won't magically rebuild your muscles, But making it part of your weekly routine, whether it's a morning parfait, a smoothie base, or even a simple bowl with fruit, can keep your muscles strong, your bones steady, and your digestion happy well into your 72nd, 82nd, and beyond. And that's why Greek yogurt deserves the top spot as one of the best foods for keeping muscles young after 65. Number 2. Lentils. The plant protein powerhouse for strong muscles and steady energy. When we talk about protein, most people immediately think of meat, fish, or eggs. But what if I told you there's a tiny, humble food that comes from the earth, costs just pennies per serving, and can compete with eggs, sometimes even surpass them in supporting your muscles, your heart, and your overall health? That food is lentils. Lentils have been around for thousands of years. They're one of the oldest cultivated crops in human history, eaten by people in the Middle East, Asia, and Europe for centuries. In fact, lentils were considered poor man's meat in many cultures because they were inexpensive but so nutritious. Fast forward to today, and science has finally caught up showing that lentils are a true superfood, especially for older adults who want to stay strong and independent. Let's start with the basics. 1 cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein. That's more than 2 eggs. On top of that, lentils are loaded with dietary fiber, iron, magnesium, folate, and potassium. Unlike eggs, they contain no cholesterol, very little fat, and are packed with plant compounds that fight inflammation in the body. For seniors who are concerned about heart disease, diabetes, or digestive issues, lentils check every single box. Now, let's zoom in on the benefits, especially when it comes to people over 65. Muscle and strength. Protein is the obvious star here, but what makes lentils special is how slowly their protein and carbs are digested. This provides your body with a steady stream of energy and amino acids, which helps muscles recover and rebuild throughout the day. While animal proteins often digest quickly, lentils give your body a longer fuel window, which may actually help reduce muscle breakdown as you age. Energy and stamina. Seniors often say they feel more tired than they used to. Part of this is natural aging, but iron deficiency also plays a role. Lentils are one of the best plant-based sources of iron, which is critical for carrying oxygen through your blood. More oxygen to your muscles and brain means more energy, less fatigue, and better focus. Pair lentils with a vitamin C-rich food like tomatoes or bell peppers, and you'll absorb that iron even better. Heart health. Lentils are like a gift for your heart. They're high in soluble fiber, which lowers LDL, bad cholesterol, and helps regulate blood sugar. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate legumes like lentils at least 4 times per week had a 22% lower risk of heart disease. That's huge, considering heart disease is the #1 health risk for adults over 65. Bones and joints. While lentils aren't as rich in calcium as dairy, they provide magnesium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that support bone density and joint health. Combined with protein, they help keep your skeletal system stable and reduce the risk of fractures. Brain and memory. Lentils are also high in folate, a B vitamin that supports brain function and helps prevent cognitive decline. In fact, research suggests that people with higher folate intake perform better on memory and focus tests, especially later in life. For seniors worried about senior moments or brain fog, lentils are a simple, tasty way to nourish the brain. Now, you might be wondering, if lentils are so great, why don't more people eat them regularly? One reason is habit. We just aren't used to cooking them. But here's the good news. Lentils are incredibly easy to prepare. Unlike dried beans, they don't require soaking. You just rinse them, boil them in water or broth, and in 20-25 minutes, you have a nutritious base for soups, stews, salads, or side dishes. They're also one of the most affordable proteins on the planet. A pound of dried lentils usually costs less than $2, and that makes about 6 cups of cooked food. Compare that to eggs, meat, or protein powders, and you'll see why lentils are such a smart choice. especially if you're living on a fixed budget. Let's talk about tips and safe use. Start small if you're new. Lentils are high in fiber, which is fantastic for digestion but can cause gas if you're not used to it. Begin with half a cup and gradually increase. Pair with vitamin C foods. As mentioned, vitamin C boosts iron absorption. A squeeze of lemon juice or a handful of tomatoes in your lentil dish works wonders. Choose the right type. Green and brown lentils hold their shape well in soups and salads. Red and yellow lentils cook faster and are great for purees or curries. Black beluga lentils are rich in antioxidants and have a hearty texture. Season well. Some seniors think lentils are bland, but they actually absorb flavor beautifully. Add garlic, onions, herbs, or spices for delicious meals. Watch sodium. If you're buying canned lentils, check the label. Some brands pack in extra salt. Go for low sodium or rinse them before eating. Who should be cautious? If you have severe kidney disease, your doctor may recommend limiting legumes since they contain potassium and phosphorus. Also, if you're prone to gout, lentils are generally safe in moderation but shouldn't be overdone. For most healthy seniors, however, lentils are perfectly safe and incredibly beneficial. Let's also not overlook how lentils support independence. Think about it. A food that is cheap, easy to cook, stores well in the pantry, and keeps your energy steady throughout the day. That means fewer trips to the store, less cooking stress, and more confidence in your own health. For many seniors, that kind of freedom is just as valuable as the nutrients themselves. Here's a simple idea. Try swapping lentils into one meal a week in place of meat or eggs. For example, make a hearty lentil soup, a lentil salad with chopped veggies, or even lentil tacos. Just that one change can add nearly 20 grams of muscle-supporting protein to your week without extra cost or cholesterol. Over time, those small swaps add up, protecting your muscles, heart, and brain for years to come. So while eggs may always have their place at the breakfast table, lentils deserve a seat too. They're proof that sometimes the simplest, most humble foods are the ones that can keep us feeling strong, clear-minded, and independent long after 65. Number 3. Salmon. The omega-3 rich protein that protects muscles and mind. When you picture strong muscles, sharp memory, and smooth joints, you might not immediately think of fish. But for seniors over 65, salmon is one of the most powerful foods you can add to your plate. It's not just protein-rich, it's also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and antioxidants that work together to keep your body strong from the inside out. Let's start with where it comes from. Salmon is a cold water fish, most commonly caught in the North Atlantic and Pacific regions. In the U.S., it's widely available in grocery stores, fresh, frozen, or canned, making it surprisingly easy to access. While wild-caught salmon can be pricier, frozen or canned salmon is very affordable and still carries almost all the same health benefits. That makes it a realistic, everyday option for seniors, even those on fixed incomes. So why salmon over eggs? While eggs have about 7 grams of protein each, a single 3-ounce serving of salmon delivers over 20 grams of protein along with omega-3 second, vitamin D, and selenium, none of which eggs provide in significant amounts. This makes salmon a multitasker food, feeding your muscles, bones, heart, and brain all at once. Let's dig into the benefits. Muscles and strength. Protein is the building block, but salmon goes further. Its omega-3 fatty acids help reduce inflammation in muscle tissue, speeding up recovery and slowing down age-related muscle loss. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who included omega-3 rich fish in their diet had significantly better muscle function compared to those who didn't. Imagine protein as the bricks of your muscle, and omega-3 second as the mortar that holds those bricks together. That's salmon's secret. Energy and vitality. Salmon provides B vitamins, especially B12, which support energy production and nerve function. Many seniors experience fatigue due to low B12, but eating salmon regularly can help restore natural energy without relying on caffeine or sugary foods. Heart health. According to the American Heart Association, omega-3 second in fish like salmon can lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and keep arteries flexible. For seniors, this translates into a lower risk of heart attack and stroke, the two leading causes of serious health complications in later life. Bones and joints. Salmon is one of the best natural sources of vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium to keep bones strong. Combined with its anti-inflammatory omega-3 second, salmon also eases joint stiffness and supports mobility. Seniors with arthritis often report less morning stiffness when they include fatty fish in their weekly diet. Brain and memory. Here's where salmon really shines. Omega-3 second are essential for brain function. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that seniors who eat fatty fish at least twice a week have a slower rate of cognitive decline and a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. For older adults worried about memory loss or brain fog, salmon isn't just food, it's fuel for your mind. Now, let's talk about tips and safe use. How much? The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 servings, about 3–4 ounces each, of fatty fish per week. That's about the size of a deck of cards, easy to fit into a meal. Fresh, frozen, or canned. Don't worry if fresh salmon feels too expensive. Frozen salmon retains its nutrients, and canned salmon is an excellent budget-friendly option. Just look for wild-caught and no added salt on the label. Cooking ideas. Salmon is versatile. Bake it with lemon, grill it, or add canned salmon to salads, patties, or even soups. Seniors who struggle with chewing tougher meats often find salmon soft and easy to eat. Pair with greens. Eating salmon with leafy vegetables like spinach or kale boosts calcium and vitamin K intake, strengthening bones further. Watch for mercury. Salmon is considered a low-mercury fish, unlike tuna or swordfish, so it's very safe for older adults. Still, variety is good. Don't eat salmon every single day. Check your medications. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, ask your doctor before significantly increasing omega-3 intake, since it can slightly thin the blood. And what about affordability? Many seniors think salmon is too costly, but here's a trick. Buy frozen fillets in bulk, or opt for canned salmon. A can usually costs under $3 and provides 2 servings of high-quality protein. That's less than the price of many fast food meals and infinitely healthier. Now, who should be cautious? Seniors with chronic kidney disease may need to limit protein intake, and those on strict sodium restrictions should rinse canned salmon if it has added salt. Otherwise, for most older adults, salmon is not only safe, but highly recommended. Here's something I find especially inspiring. Studies show that seniors who regularly include salmon in their diet often report not only better physical health, but also improved mood and outlook. Omega-3 second are linked to lower rates of depression and anxiety, which means salmon doesn't just keep your body strong, it helps your spirit stay strong too. To put it simply, salmon is a food that works on almost every level. It builds muscle like eggs, protects the heart like medication, strengthens bones like supplements, and sharpens the brain like puzzles. And yet, it's just a simple fish you can cook in your own kitchen. For seniors over 65, this isn't about following the latest superfood trend. It's about choosing foods that truly support independence. When your muscles are strong, your mind is clear, and your joints are flexible, you can keep doing the things you love: gardening, playing with grandkids, walking in the park without fear of losing your balance or energy. That's the real gift of salmon. So the next time you're at the grocery store, don't just walk past the seafood section. Pick up some salmon, fresh, frozen, or canned, and give your body the fuel it deserves. A couple of servings each week could make all the difference in how strong, steady, and confident you feel in the years ahead. Number 4. Cottage cheese. The nighttime protein that keeps muscles strong while you sleep. When most people think of cottage cheese, they picture those little white curds in a tub that were popular back in the 1972nd. Some loved it, some weren't too sure what to make of it. But here's the thing. Science has rediscovered cottage cheese as a true powerhouse food. especially for seniors over 65 who want to protect their muscles, strengthen their bones, and keep energy steady throughout the day. And here's the surprising part. Cottage cheese may actually have a secret advantage over eggs. Why? Because it's packed with a unique protein called casein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles over many hours. That means if you enjoy a bowl of cottage cheese in the evening, it continues to nourish your muscles all night long while you sleep. No egg can do that. Let's take a closer look. A 1-cup serving of low-fat cottage cheese provides about 25 grams of protein that's more than 3 eggs. It also contains calcium, vitamin B12, phosphorus, and selenium, all nutrients that become increasingly important with age. And unlike many protein powders or supplements, cottage cheese is a whole food, affordable, and easy to find in nearly every grocery store in the U.S. Why this matters for seniors. After 65, your body doesn't just lose muscle during the day, it happens at night too. As we sleep, our bodies go through natural repair processes. If we don't have enough protein circulating in our system, the body may actually break down muscle tissue to fuel itself. That's why researchers from Maastricht University in the Netherlands discovered something fascinating. When older adults ate a serving of casein-rich cottage cheese before bed, they had better overnight muscle recovery and protein balance compared to those who didn't. In plain English, cottage cheese helps your body hold on to muscle instead of losing it overnight. Now, let's explore the benefits in more detail. Muscles and energy. The slow-digesting protein in cottage cheese provides a steady drip of amino acids to your muscles for hours. This makes it especially valuable for seniors who may eat smaller meals or go longer between meals. Think of it as time-release protein for your muscles. Bones and stability. Cottage cheese is rich in calcium and phosphorus, which are the building blocks of strong bones. Combine that with its high protein content, and you've got a food that helps prevent fractures and keeps you steady on your feet. For seniors, that's a powerful way to maintain independence. Heart health. Some worry about dairy and cholesterol, but studies show that moderate amounts of low-fat cottage cheese can actually support heart health. The protein and calcium help regulate blood pressure, while the low-saturated fat and low-fat varieties makes it heart-friendly. Brain and nerve function. Cottage cheese contains vitamin B12, which is vital for brain health and memory. Seniors with low B12 often experience fatigue, confusion, or even memory problems. Just 1 cup of cottage cheese provides nearly 40% of your daily B12 needs. Weight and metabolism. Because cottage cheese is high in protein and low in calories, it helps you feel full longer. That's especially helpful if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight without feeling deprived. Protein also helps keep blood sugar stable, avoiding the energy crashes that come with sugary snacks. Now, let's get practical with tips and safe use. Choose plain, low-fat, or 2% cottage cheese. These options give you protein and calcium without unnecessary saturated fat. Avoid flavored or fruit-added versions, they often hide a lot of added sugar. Portion size. About half a cup to 1 cup is a great serving. That's 25 grams of protein, depending on the brand. When to eat it. Many seniors enjoy cottage cheese as a snack in the evening, but it's also great at breakfast with fruit, or as a savory side dish with vegetables. Add-ins. Mix it with pineapple, berries, or a drizzle of honey for sweetness. Or top it with black pepper, tomatoes, or cucumbers for a savory snack. Pair with vitamin D. Since vitamin D helps absorb calcium, pair cottage cheese with foods like salmon, which we just covered. Or get a little sunlight each day. Who should be cautious? If you have high blood pressure, look for low-sodium cottage cheese. Some brands pack in unnecessary salt, which can raise blood pressure levels. Also, if you're lactose intolerant, you may tolerate cottage cheese better than milk. But if not, there are lactose-free versions available. Now, let's talk about something important: affordability and accessibility. Cottage cheese is one of the most budget-friendly proteins you can buy. A tub often costs under $3 and provides multiple servings. Compare that to a steak, which might cost $10.15 for just one meal, and you'll see why this food is such a smart choice for seniors on a fixed income. But perhaps the most overlooked benefit of cottage cheese is how easy it is to eat. Many seniors struggle with dental issues or difficulty chewing tougher proteins like steak or chicken. Cottage cheese is soft, smooth, and requires almost no chewing. This makes it perfect for anyone who has trouble with harder foods but still needs plenty of protein. Here's another tip. Cottage cheese pairs beautifully with other nutrient-rich foods. Try mixing it into scrambled eggs, spreading it on whole grain toast, or blending it into smoothies. The mild flavor makes it incredibly versatile. Now, let's address a common concern. Isn't dairy bad for inflammation? The truth is, while some processed dairy products can be inflammatory, fermented dairy like yogurt and fresh cheeses like cottage cheese are actually neutral or even beneficial for most people. Unless you have a diagnosed allergy, moderate cottage cheese is safe and healthy. Here's a fun fact. Bodybuilders in the 1962nd and 72nd swore by cottage cheese as their go-to protein before bed. While most of us aren't looking to be bodybuilders, the same science applies to seniors. If you want to preserve muscle, this simple, affordable food can make a huge difference. So let's put it all together. Cottage cheese provides more protein than eggs, digests slowly to protect muscles overnight, strengthens bones with calcium and phosphorus, and supports the brain with vitamin B12. It's soft, easy to eat, and affordable. For seniors looking for a simple way to stay strong, cottage cheese is one of the smartest foods you can keep in your fridge. Think of it this way: by adding a small bowl of cottage cheese to your day, you're giving your muscles protection that lasts for hours. That means more strength, better balance, and more confidence in your independence. Number 5. Quinoa, the ancient grain that keeps muscles young and energy steady. If you've ever wandered down the health food aisle at the grocery store, you've probably seen little bags of quinoa, pronounced quinoa, sitting next to rice or oats. At first glance, it just looks like another grain. But quinoa is much more than that. It's an ancient food once called the gold of the Incas, because it gave warriors energy and strength before battle. And now, modern science has confirmed what ancient cultures knew all along. Quinoa is a powerhouse for the body, especially for older adults. Here's what makes quinoa truly special. It's one of the very few plant-based foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids, which makes it a complete protein. Most plant foods are missing at least one amino acid, but quinoa delivers the full package, just like eggs, meat, or dairy. That means for seniors who want to reduce meat or can't always tolerate dairy, quinoa is an excellent alternative. A single cup of cooked quinoa provides around 8 grams of protein, which may not sound like a lot compared to salmon or Greek yogurt. But here's the magic. Quinoa is usually eaten as part of a meal, often in larger portions than meat. 2 cups of quinoa at dinner can give you 16 grams of protein comparable to 2 large eggs, plus fiber, magnesium, potassium, and iron. It's a protein source, an energy booster, and a digestive helper all in one. Now let's look at why quinoa matters so much after 65. Muscle and strength. Quinoa's complete amino acid profile makes it especially valuable for maintaining and repairing muscle. As we age, our bodies need not just protein, but the right balance of amino acids. If one amino acid is missing, muscle repair slows down. Quinoa ensures your muscles get the building blocks they need, without the heaviness of meat. Energy and stamina. Unlike white rice or refined carbs that cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, quinoa digests slowly. Its complex carbohydrates and fiber release energy gradually, keeping you energized throughout the day. For seniors who often feel tired in the afternoon, quinoa is like steady fuel instead of a quick burst. Heart health. Quinoa is naturally cholesterol-free and contains heart-friendly nutrients like magnesium and potassium, which help regulate blood pressure. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that diets high in whole grains like quinoa were linked to lower risks of cardiovascular disease in older adults. Bones and stability. Quinoa provides magnesium and manganese, minerals that support bone density. When combined with protein, these nutrients work to keep bones and muscles coordinated, reducing the risk of falls and fractures. Brain and memory. Quinoa is also rich in antioxidants and B vitamins, which protect brain cells and improve focus. Seniors who swap refined carbs for whole grains like quinoa often report sharper thinking and fewer energy crashes. Now, let's talk about the practical side, how to use quinoa in your everyday meals. Cooking basics. Quinoa cooks just like rice, 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa, simmered for about 15 minutes. Once the little spirals pop out, it's done. Meal ideas. You can use quinoa as a base for salads, like a Mediterranean quinoa bowl with cucumbers, tomatoes, and olive oil, as a side dish with fish or chicken, or even as a warm breakfast porridge with fruit and nuts. Make it flavorful. Quinoa absorbs flavor easily, so cooking it in low-sodium broth instead of plain water makes it tastier. Add herbs, garlic, or lemon juice to boost flavor. Mix with protein foods. Combine quinoa with beans, lentils, or Greek yogurt-based sauces for even more muscle, supporting protein. Tips and safety notes. Portion size. A typical serving is about 1 cup cooked. That provides 8 grams of protein plus lots of fiber, which helps digestion. Start slowly. If you're new to quinoa, introduce it gradually. The fiber can cause mild bloating if your body isn't used to it. Wash before cooking. Most packaged quinoa is pre-rinsed, but if not, rinse it under water to remove saponins, natural compounds that can make it bitter. Check sodium levels. If you're buying pre-seasoned quinoa mixes, watch out, they often contain too much salt. Stick with plain quinoa and season it yourself. Who should be cautious? For most seniors, quinoa is completely safe. The only exception is those with kidney disease who may need to watch phosphorus intake. Otherwise, quinoa is one of the most senior-friendly foods you can find. Now, let's consider affordability. Some people see quinoa as a fancy health food, but in reality, prices have come down significantly. A 1-pound bag often costs around $5, and that makes 8-10 cups of cooked quinoa. That's pennies per serving for a food that nourishes muscles, bones, heart, and brain. And here's one of quinoa's biggest advantages. It's gluten-free. Many seniors develop gluten sensitivities later in life, which can cause bloating, fatigue, or digestive issues. Quinoa gives you the comfort of a grain without the gluten, making it safe for almost everyone. Here's something inspiring. Seniors who switch just 2 or 3 meals a week, from refined carbs like pasta or white rice to quinoa, often notice subtle but powerful improvements: better digestion, more steady energy, and less afternoon fatigue. It's a small change that brings big results over time. Think of quinoa as the bridge food. It bridges the gap between plant and animal protein, between simple carbs and nutrient-dense grains, and between tradition and modern nutrition. It doesn't require expensive cooking equipment, fancy recipes, or supplements, just a pot of water and a few minutes of your time. For older adults who want to stay strong without overcomplicating life, quinoa is proof that sometimes the simplest changes, like swapping your side of rice for quinoa, can make a big difference. So when you're building your weekly meals, remember this. Eggs are great, but quinoa offers something unique. It's complete protein in plant form, steady energy without crashes, and protection for muscles, bones, and brain, all in a single humble grain. Real life story. Margaret's small shifts, big rewards. Margaret was 72 when she noticed something troubling. Once an active grandmother who loved gardening and weekend walks with her friends, she began to feel weaker. Climbing stairs left her short of breath, her legs felt heavy, and she worried about losing the independence she cherished. Her doctor told her something she already suspected. She was losing muscle faster than her body could replace it. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, was the word he used. The solution wasn't just exercise, but also more protein, consistently, every single day. Margaret sighed. She didn't want to eat more meat, and eggs were beginning to upset her stomach. She wondered, what can I eat instead? One evening, her granddaughter suggested something simple. "Grandma, why don't you try Greek yogurt instead of your usual sweet cereal in the morning? And maybe add a few nuts or fruit on top." Margaret gave it a try. To her surprise, she not only felt full for hours, but also had more steady energy through the morning. Encouraged, she made other small swaps. She started adding lentils to her vegetable soup twice a week, picked up a package of quinoa to replace rice, and even rediscovered cottage cheese as a light evening snack with peaches. On Sundays, she treated herself to baked salmon, enjoying the rich taste while knowing it was nourishing her heart and muscles. Within 3 months, Margaret noticed real changes. Her arms felt stronger when she carried groceries, her afternoon slumps disappeared, and her confidence returned. At her next checkup, her doctor smiled. Her muscle mass was holding steady, and her blood pressure had improved. "Whatever you're doing, keep it up," he said. The best part? Margaret didn't feel like she was dieting or restricting herself. She was simply adding better choices in place of old ones. Each meal became an opportunity to nourish her body, not just fill her stomach. Margaret now often tells her friends, "It's never too late. I didn't overhaul my life. I just made little changes I could stick with. And I feel younger than I did 5 years ago." Her story is a reminder that building strength and energy after 65 isn't about drastic changes. It's about choosing foods that love you back step by step, one meal at a time. We've covered a lot today, and I hope you can already see just how powerful simple everyday foods can be. From Greek yogurt and cottage cheese to lentils, quinoa, salmon, and nuts, each one offers your body the fuel it needs to stay strong, active, and independent. The wonderful news is you don't need expensive powders, complicated diets, or strict routines. Real food in the right amounts can truly keep your muscles young and your energy steady. It's important to remember that muscle loss with age is common, but it isn't inevitable. Even after 65, your body is still capable of building strength, protecting your bones, and supporting your heart and memory. Small steps add up. A cup of yogurt in the morning, a handful of nuts in the afternoon, or swapping white rice for quinoa once a week. These little shifts, practiced over time, make a big difference. If you've ever felt discouraged, like it's too late to change, please take heart. Science shows us that the body can respond positively to better choices at any age. Margaret's story is proof, and so are the countless seniors who discover new energy and confidence simply by adjusting their meals. You are not behind, and you are not alone. The key is to start where you are, choose one change, and stick with it. Over weeks and months, you'll notice more strength, more stability, and more joy in the activities you love. If you enjoy learning simple ways to stay healthy, strong, and independent, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next tip. And if you know a friend or family member who might benefit, share this video with them. It could be the encouragement they need. And if you're watching this on your television, just grab your phone or iPad, look up our channel Healthy Seniors Plus, and hit subscribe. Remember, your best years can still be ahead. Start small today, and your future self will thank you.